Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it's the City of Liverpool, it is Non-League to Legend, it is episode 16 of Non-League to Legend, and we're a long way away from when we're meant to be filming, ladies and gentlemen, but we have a very sad moment. Lee Hendrie has decided to retire from football. He is now a manager. I've actually decided to get him in as my assistant. There is just, at this level we can't even get a good assistant anyway, so why not get Lee Hendrie in? I am shocked. I'm devastated. He was going to be in and around the squad. He was going to be used as a rotation player. I wasn't going to phase him out. I was going to try and play him for as long as possible. But he decided after his last season where he went and he had a great season for us, if we can go maybe to his career stats, he's decided to retire at 41 years old. It's a bit of a shame. It's not how I wanted to come in and start this episode. We are in the Evo Northern Stick Premier Division. If we go to the season preview, Northern League Division 1. We're in the east side. There we go. And we go to the season preview. We're meant to come dead last in here. We've got some teams in and around our level as well, but we'll find out what we can do this season. I'll be back with some transfer news and all that sort of stuff. You might see a couple of players here, like Gary Mills is one of our starting players. He's now moved out as well, but, we'll go through all of this when we do get there. But let's just take a moment to just realise we've lost Lee Hendrie and how much he meant to us and how much he helped us win our North West Counties Premier Division last season. And hopefully he can come in as an assistant and do a very good job for us still. Welcome back, YouTube. Episode 16, City of Liverpool. And here we are with the nitty-gritty, with the transfers that have been made, and we have our first game of the new season. It's actually not the first game of the new season. It's the first game of the FA Cup where we got Pagham, which we'll get into in just a second. But everyone's here for those transfers, and obviously at level 10, level 9, level 8, all the way up, even in the Vanarama National, I don't think we'll be spending too much money in the transfer window and probably not selling people on for too much money either. So obviously, no shocks when we say everything that's happened is on free transfers. But we've got some players to talk about on the outs and on the ins. First one on the outs is Dennis Pilner. I'm not a massive, at lower league level anyway, I'm not a massive fan on you just go and what your scouts say. I feel like in the lower levels, if you find someone that can do a job, they've got the right stats in the right areas, you use those players. And Dennis Pilner, I really wanted to keep, but New Mills came in and he said that he preferred to go there as he didn't see himself as a first team player. I would have played this guy at centre back for the start of the year, 100%. Would have got his spot. He was part of the team that obviously won the league last year, so there was no point replacing him. He's got the great headering stat for this level. He's also got very good marking and tackling, great positioning, and not bad pace at 191. He would have been the ideal centre-back. I actually think he was our best centre-back going into this season, and he just didn't want to stick around. A bit unfortunate when that happens, but look, that's the life of lower league football. New Mills also came in for Brack Stone. Stone doesn't really have too much about him. I actually didn't mind this. He's 34. The one thing I will say is that we probably miss his free kick taking, but that's really it. He's also a very good tackler of the ball. Gary Mills left as well. Now, Gary Mills actually would have been nice backup cover at centre mid for us. As it so happened, we had to go out and find something. He's also a very determined lad, which I think is very important in lower league saves, or just in saves in general, just having determined people around the squad. I would have loved to have kept the guy because I think as a ball-winning midfielder, he could have done a job in he off the bench or rotations with injuries. And lucky last, Sean Ray that never really got any sort of opportunity last season because he wasn't actually that good enough. He came in last season just in case we went for an injury crisis up front as on the outs. But we've got some ins to talk about and some big ins too. So there's a few on the free transfers and there's a few from different clubs. As you can see, we went and raided Squiersgate, who are rated to win the league that we just came up from this season in terms of the season preview. And Nathan Bonzwell is just so much of an improvement on Jay Hunter and Dan Clayton. Dan Clayton actually can play left back, so we're actually going to have Dan Clayton as cover for left back this season. But Bonwell back on line as a winger on attack is sensational. He's got that great pace and great natural fitness. He's got great flair. He actually doesn't mind, getting involved and playing the ball around with his good teamwork, but he's also got very good crossing and dribbling for this level. Now, obviously, I've said it many times, for this level, 8s and 7s, even, upwards of 10 are sensational stats. Obviously, in the Premier League, with my Sunderland save, this guy wouldn't even get a look in. But, he is sensational, and I love the look of Nathan Bonzwell. He also had a very good year last year. I was umming and ahhing, and look at his stats, 17 assists. So, yeah, you can come in and definitely do a job. Next up the list is a youngster called Rory Swain. Rory Swain is a not bad player. Is going to be cover for Pilner and will probably start this season even at 16. He was released from Huddersfield, who I've also picked up another player from. Huddersfield actually released a couple of players that I was very interested in. So Premier League, not Premier League quality or Premier League experience, but was at a Premier League club before making the jump down the city of Liverpool. Great determination for a youngster. He's actually got not bad pace and for a young kid at 16, but very good jumping reach and very good natural fitness. He's also got the big three, technically 11 marking, tackling, and 8 headering. Would have loved to see that all in the 10s. But with him playing first team football, I would say that he is going to grow into a not bad centre-back for this level. The only thing I am worried about is he's got obviously low composure at 19 aggression, so we've got to be wary of those red cards that might come about. After Rory Swain, we got David Hill-Bree, just good backup for Gary Mills, like for like. He can play in the middle. He can also play on the left, at right back, and play at right wing if we need him to come off the bench. Just someone that can play in every position and someone that is going to be very good. I'm going to leave Matt Gillespie and Jack Dudley to last because they're my two favourite players that I picked up this summer. Next is Louis Stanton Coquel. Louis, as I affectionately call him, is just sensational. Just look at the stats. Anyone that can play Mazzala at level 10, my mate came over and helped me scout, and when he said it and put it perfect, anyone that can play Mazzala at level 10, even though you would never play Mazzala because no player's ever technical enough to play Mazzala, he's going to be good. And he was correct. And look, he's got great current ability, great potential. He could be a Vamarama north-south player in the future. And if he grows into that, we've got a player for the next few seasons. That is for sure. Next, obviously, is Adam Sumner. Sumner's just a great little left back that is sensational for the level. He is a very good player for the Northern Stick, which is where we are. And look, he's going to be great pace. For a fullback. Decent determination, good teamwork. Just very good mentally for level 9, and I feel like he's going to be a good player. But anyway, let's get on to these two, because these two are my favourite. Jack Dudley's the first one. Why do you think he's my favourite? He's got 12 pace, 12 finishing, 12 dribbling, great agility, great acceleration, great off the ball. If that doesn't scream lower league poacher that's going to bang your goals, nothing will. He's been sensational in pre-season, where we've won every game. He scored 4 goals, mainly coming off the bench and just hammering teams on the break or dribbling past them. For a guy that's only right-footed as well, and not meant to have a left foot, 3 of those 4 goals have been left foots. 1 was an absolute bomb too, which was sensational. But this guy came in from Northampton in the Sky Bet League 2, so someone coming also from league football, which is great. And I just feel like this guy has the potential to grow into quite the player. I think he's considered our best hot prospect. I disagree with it, because I'm about to show you a guy that I'm going to nickname Dizzy. His name is Matt Gillespie. The first thing we're going to say is he's 15. The second thing we're going to say is he came from Huddersfield. And the third thing we're going to say is he's got 16 determination, but not just that. He's also decently physical for a young kid, but he's got good crossing, good dribbling, good first touch, good free kick taking, good passing, good tackling, good technique, good work rate, good teamwork. He good leadership, decent flair. For a player at our level, that's like, having a regen coming through your ranks that has got Premier League potential and is good enough for the championship. He is sensational. He's more suited to the level below, but the work he has done in the off-season, in pre-season, has been sensational at 7.4. I really rate him. I feel like at 15, we've got to put as much time into him as possible. He's on a youth contract as well, so if he actually has a really good season and someone actually wants to pick him up off us, they have to give us actual money. And I could definitely get around that if he's fairly determined. But what we have to do is we have to show you this. Yeah, there we go. Anyhow, is Matt Gillespie, because his last name is Gillespie, reminds me of Dizzy Gillespie, the famous Australian cricketer. Look at the mullet, look at the lad. You've seen him celebrate, you've seen him make double hundreds, and if Matt Gillespie can follow in Dizzy Gillespie, who I'm going to call his long-lost cousin, then it would be nice. But what we are going to do, and what this episode is going to be said, is we are going to call him Dizzy. And Dizzy is here, and that's the name of the episode. And now you know why we have a player called Dizzy in our club. I feel like Dizzy is our best player in in terms of potential for the upcoming season. But then we've got also players here like Jamie McDonald, sensational. He had a very good off-season. Bonswell, I think, is pretty good. People like Reece Kelly still at the club. Jermaine Johnson still here. Ben Ledger. Couldn't find a keeper better than Ledger in terms of shot stopping, so we've gone with him. And we've got other people like Lewis Truk still here. Carl Noon's on the bench. If we play that as our starting 11, Jay Hunter. The only reason I'm starting Jack Dudley over Carl Noon is Dudley's got that little bit of more pace and a little bit more finishing, and Carl Noon off the bench can actually give us an option at right mid as well as right wing as well as striker. So he's probably a better impact player than he is starting, but you will see Carl Noon start with Jamie McDonald, I would imagine, at some point. So that's going to be the end of the transfer roundup, and now we've got a game against Pagham coming up in the Emirates Cup extra preliminary round. We should be beating Pagham. They're a couple levels below us, and hopefully we do go and put our best foot forward in the first competitive game of this season in a new division and in a new cup competition. How far can we go in the FA Cup? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in just a second for the Pagham game. Welcome back. Before we get into the game, we have to show you the season preview, obviously, as well. We're predicted to finish 18th, which is just above the relegation zone. Obviously, one team gets promoted, and I think teams 2 to 5 also go to a playoff system to see who also gets promoted, and the top 2 teams get relegated. I'm very happy with, moving us into 18th. We were 20th when this first came out, but obviously we made signings since then. But I honestly think, looking at the team of the dream team, we're not that bad. Like, if you look at Opuko and you look at Vernon, Vernon's a very good target man. I personally think Jamie McDonald's better than both of them. If you look at like Marcella and you look at Marcella's actually really good, but you look at Chandler, I wouldn't say they're crazy good. They're very well rounded. I wouldn't say they're superb. And I actually think that on the day, if Matt Gillespie grows, or Dizzy as he's now affectionately called, would be all right. But look, if Jermaine Jolly's going to be the best winger, then Bondswell and Reece Kelly can definitely give them to a run. The one player that is sensational for the level, his name is Ellis Barkworth. He could be playing a level or two above with those sort of stats. He's a player I definitely want to be able to pick up. Hopefully in the future as I move through the divisions. Lucky last is Taylor. Taylor's an okay keeper, but he's not too bad. We have to go to a team called Lincoln United, though. Lincoln United have some freaking regens, and I don't know why. At last season, they regen this guy, who is sensational. Can't sign him because he's on a youth contract, but hopefully when he goes to a full-time contract, we'll pick him up. You know, for lower league, he is great, and I think he's the best keeper in the league. And then Bobby Baldwin also regened here last year, and look how good he is for lower level. I think Lincoln is going to be the toughest team to play this season. Anyhow, Pagham coming up. Let's get into it. I personally think we should be pumping Pagham, and with the way preseason's gone, we've won every game. You know, I reckon we should be okay. As long as everyone's fit, which I'm pretty sure they are, because I rested everybody in the last game before the FA Cup. We should be able to do the business against Pagham, but we'll find out. I also don't know why it's still simming like this. I thought I simmed to match day, but apparently not. There we go. We are okay, and we'll get over that. Then we are on the third now, and there we go. So that's the team. Same lineup. I was tempted to play 4-3-3. Decided to go with the same system because it did work last season. Why change something that's not broken? However, you might see me move into a bit more of a flexible 4-3-3 depending on how we start our season. On the bench, you've got Nat Kirk can play centre back. You've got Dane Clayton can play left back and left mid. Tom Wilkinson can play centre mid. David Helbury can play right back and centre mid. Jay Hunter can play left wing. Carl Noon can play right wing and up front. And Lewis Stroke can play up front as well. Anyhow, let's get into it here against Pagham, who we are favourites against. And surely we can get through to the next round of the FA Cup. That be the plan. Anyway, as you can see, a lot of new faces in for us as well. They've got a team that looks like this. They got a young attacking midfielder. Who's their best player? Jamie Horns-Calf has actually got a very good scout report and is not a bad centre-back, and we do need a centre-back. Apparently, he's a decent Evo stick player with some potential. And how old is he? He's 22. That's okay. If we go back to the match, it's good to see they've already scouted him, but it looks like Horns-Calf could be their best player. Pardon me, I'm still trying to get over this bloody sinus infection, cold thingamabob. It just doesn't want to go away, and it's 40-degree weather. I've got to work in the 40-degree heat in a couple of hours' time. I still keep sneezing, and it's bothering me. In terms of setting up pressing triggers, you know that we don't like doing it in lower leagues. Obviously, as we get a little bit higher with players with a bit more work rate, we definitely will. Anyhow, it is going to be us in the purple, of course, and Pagham in the white. And can we go and do the business here? I just want to see Dizzy, who is also our free kick taker, do the job. Denson, though, will take it from deep, and he does whip it in there. Johnson's there. Swain's at the back post. And Rory Swain at 16 on his, debut for the club in terms of a competitive game has scored inside 4 minutes of his debut. The main reason we did pick him up is because of his height and his ability, to defend for this level. He's a bit of a no-nonsense centre-back. However, Swain there with a good run at the back post, timing his run to perfection. And that's a very good finish there past the keeper. He didn't know too much about it. We're already 1-0 up. Another highlight though, Horns-Calf there. He's throwing in the Williamson, back in the Horns-Calf who is their best player. Williamson driving forward, still driving into the space, but yet again, setting up in a traditional deep bank of 4-4-2 so we can win the ball and counter. And Stanton Cocknell has got a good range of passing. Bondswell as well got a lot of assists last season, see if he can unlock the door. He looks over the top to Jamie McDonald, still with Jamie McDonald. It's on his preferred right foot. McDonald puts it over the bar. It would have been nice to see him start the season with a goal. Unfortunately, it has not happened here. Anyway, Gallifant goes long. Can we win this ball in the air? We do. Dizzy with a good header. Falls to McDonald. It does. McDonald's beaten one. He's still running. McDonald from distance. What a save from Galfant. Wow, that's one of the better saves you'll see in non-league football, I reckon. That is unbelievable from the keeper. I thought as soon as McDonald hit it, I was about to scream, yep, that's another one. That's a goal. But look at this from Galfant. Moving away from him. Gets up onto the bar. I'll tell you what. It's probably the best save we've seen so far in the save. And there we go. We've seen some worldy saves in the Sunderland series, but they're from Premier League goalkeepers. But, you know, Galfant with a great save. Is he any good? I will sign him. He's not really that great, but, you know, very good anyway. Dizzy with another booking. Did get booked a few times in the pre-season. But, you know, he does have not a bad head for a 15-year-old. No, he's not like the aggressive. He's not like he's the type to go get sent off, you know, every time he gets a booking. So it's not the worst. Anyway, we will look maybe to bring him off at some point. We haven't seen too much of Dizzy, but we've seen a lot of Stanton Cocknell. He's got a good range of passing, and he loves to keep the ball. Bondswell now uses his pace. It's a great ball over to Jamie McDonald. McDonald's running. Jack Dudley's in the box. Jack Dudley's there. Jack Dudley has scored. And there is Jack. Don't come back. No more, no. I don't know why I'm starting to sing, you know, the song. But maybe that's what we'll do after he scores. We keep going, hit the road, Jack. No, we won't. Anyway, Jamie McDonald with a ball into Jack Dudley with his first goal for the club. He probably had the keeper beat, but it deflected and went in anyway off the centre-back. Good finish, good movement. And it's the main reason we do play him is the movement, the pace, the finishing, the off the ball. You know, at this level, that's going to kill centre-backs that can't keep up with that. Anyway, Denson, Jamie McDonald still with the ball. Driving into space. Still Jamie McDonald. It's a great ball over to Bondswell. Numbers in the box. He's got a good cross, does Bondswell. Back stick. Doesn't find his man. It will go to Williamson. He thumps it long. Thankfully, I didn't have anyone up front to chase it down. And Johnson with the ball looks over to Denson. Denson now with the ball over to Kelly. Kelly keeps his spot because we couldn't find anyone better, really. But I feel like he's had a very good year last year anyway. Stanton Cocknell into Dizzy. Dizzy now. Still with Dizzy. Into Jamie McDonald. Into Dudley. Dudley now looking forward. Dudley from distance. Jack Dudley make it 2. Great turn, great strike, using that 12 finishing. And he's buried at bottom bins. And he's showing what he could do for us this season. And if he's going to take games like this and just go, yep, don't worry, boss, I'm going to finish games off for you, we're going to have a very good season with Jack. And he's obviously got that Vamarana national potential too. We could have him for quite some time. And Jack is looking the goods. We are 3-0 up here, and that is what we want. And hopefully we can continue on. Anyway, Ben Ledger there with the ball, looking long. Can we win it with Jamie McDonald? McDonald heads down into Dizzy. Dizzy now into Kelly. Kelly still with the ball. Still with the ball goes Kelly. Kelly there gets tackled. It falls to Gallagher. Gallagher now with the ball. Here's ball into French. French looking forward, but picked up by Swain, who's defended well, and he keeps the ball with Denson. Denson now looking into Kelly. Kelly still with it. Still with Kelly, running forward, looks over the top to Jamie McDonald. Dudley's running front post. Can he get it to Dudley? Dudley's there. He doesn't find him though. Falls to Kelly though on the inside block. Does it fall to anyone else? Kelly's there, and it's freak out fun and in, and it's 4. And there we go. Kelly there on the byline. Probably should have cut it from where he was, but instead he hits it through the keeper, and we're not going to complain. It was good movement. Look at Jack Dudley's movement, though. He looked like he was destined to get his 3rd then. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't find him, but look, a little bit of luck as it falls there to Kelly. Keeper doesn't come for it, and he hits it through him, and we are now 4-0 up to the good, and really giving Pagham a little bit of a toweling. And there we are. Look, at halftime, absolutely dominant display. If we could bring that into our league season, we're going to have a very good time of it. I'm very happy with the way things are going, lads. Keep it up. We should be home and hosed here, so there's no point in like risking people getting suspended. So like Dizzy will probably find his way off the field at some point. But it's just good to see that all the signings have looked to have gelled during pre-season and that we're doing all right. Anyway, Gallagher's pushed Jack Dudley there, and I reckon he's going to get off because Jack Dudley had him turned. And Gallagher there, who misread the header, has made a cynical foul, and I think we know what's coming up. Na, hey, goodbye. And we are 4-0 up. Kelly now running inside into Dizzy. Dizzy in the Stanton Cocknell. I want 5. I want 6. I want 7. Bondswell's there. Bondswell with his chance for his first goal of the club. What a save from Galfant again in goals. Great save from the keeper, low to his right, and it should have been 5, but it's not. Anyway, Stanton Cocknell's got a very good corner on him, whips it in there. Not as good as Lee Hendry, He is our assistant. I'm so tempted to just tell him, boot up and get out there because you could do a job for us, but he won't. Anyway, 60 minutes played. We'll get Dizzy off in around the 60-minute mark, and we will bring him off for David, who will make his debut for the club as well. You can have a look at David Hilbury. He's just very solid at doing whatever you ask him to do, and you need a player like that in lower leagues that is just solid at what they do. 65 minutes played, and we are still 4-0 up. Would have loved to get another one. Anyway, Stanton Cocknell with the free kick. Robbie Swain's there! Unlucky there for Swainy, who nearly got his head on it and put it into the back of the net. Anyway, another highlight, another substitutes being made here. I feel like Carl Noon's going to come on, but we're going to put him on the right just to see what he can do. And we'll leave one more sub for late doors. We'll make one for maybe like a Denson or something. Anyway, Wood, his ball in. Headed, not away, it's headed in by David Sams. And we are 4-1 up. We've conceded, which is not nice. I would have loved to have kept the clean sheet, get the confidence for the back four. But the back four still had a great game. Whoever number 4 is decided not to go with him. Swain. Interesting. He's 180 odd centimetres. He's not bad in the air. And there we go. Apparently we've clicked on a hoarding somewhere. We don't want to click on a hoarding. We want to keep on playing the game, please, FM. Alright, with that in mind, we are going to go to the tactics screen, and we're probably going to make a last change here. We're going to bring Nat Kerr in, who can play right back for Denson, just so Denson doesn't get suspended for the next game. And I think that's all she's going to write in terms of being, changes for us, anything tactically. And I think this game's already over anyway. Pagham, if they scored on the break, it could make it squeaky bum time. But look, we should be okay even if they do find a second as well with not too long left on the clock. They are working around nice, and ever since they've kind of changed from, being a bit more cautious to attacking, they've looked a bit better, Pagham. Anyway, it's a great ball over the top. Jack Dudley's in for his hat-trick. He's not going to square it. He's going to go himself. In the end, Gelfart makes a double save. The keeper's had a really good game for Pagham. It could have been 6 or 7 if it wasn't for him. And Jack Dudley would have put your house on him scoring a hat-trick today. Anyway, Denson gets absolutely crunched by Dolan, and that will be that. Obviously, the back four are up at 8.9s. They're down to 7 odds. We'll take that any day of the week for our back four. And that is going to be that, ladies and gentlemen. That is game over. We have beaten Pagham in the FA Cup. We move forward to the next round. We won 4-1. You got a good look at the new boys in the team. You got a new look at my favourite player in Dizzy. You got a new look at everyone. And look, I'm very happy with the way the squad is. And I really do think that we won't be in that relegation fight. I've told the board that we'll try and avoid the relegation fight. I personally think we're good enough for mid-table, and even to look at the playoffs this season, judging by the quality around the squad and around the other teams. Anyhow, in terms of next episode, I'm pretty sure everyone will be interested in looking at the first league game of the season, so we'll record that one there against Loughborough Dynamo. Loughborough Dynamo, if you were going to go to season preview, are also meant to finish 15th, so they're around our level, so it's definitely a good way to probably have a look at the league and be a good test to see how good we actually will be this season. Anyway, from episode 16, it's Damien, it's the City of Liverpool, it's non-league legend. Thank you for watching. Links in the description below to come follow us on Twitch and Twitter. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to sub, please sub to the YouTube channel as well. And thank you and goodbye.